Hello there. Welcome to Ask Sue London, the Pet Psychic. I'm Sue London, your host, and we have got a fantastic show for you today. It is the holiday season. We are here to help you with learning how to deal with the loss of your pet. And my guest today is Sid Korpi. Now, before we bring Sid on, I've got some news to share and some poem that is very fitting for the show today. So let's start off with the news. I want to invite you on December 21st to an event that I'm doing through Zoom, and that is helping you through the holidays. And if you go to my website, asksuelondon.ca, go to the calendar, and there you will see the details on how to register for the Zoom event. And what I want to say about this event is basically we are going to have pets and loved ones and angels come through on that event. So I just want to say, expect the unexpected for that event. We're going to have a lot of fun. So get registered for that. And that's at asksuelondon.ca, by the way. And then I want you to invite you to mark in your calendar. It's not on my website yet. It will be by the end of the weekend. I'm doing another event on Thursday, January the 6th. And this is going to be Sue's Healthy Tips. So this is to help you to kick off the year in a great, healthy way. What I'm actually doing is I'm going to be doing an event every month. So if there's a topic that you want to learn or know more about, just send me an email and I am more than happy to address your concerns. Now, my big news is I've got 2 books coming out in the new year. These are going to be ebooks, and they're basically helping you to learn the signs and messages that your pets and your loved ones are bringing you. So that's coming in the new year as well. And what else do I have to share with you? Oh, I have I received an email from Bentley Boy's mom, Judy. Now, if you remember, Bentley Boy was the pet portrait that I shared on one of the past shows. This is the email that I received from Judy. Okay, here we go. So when we heard of Bentley's cancer diagnosis 2 years ago, and hearing he only had 2 to 3 months to live, we were devastated. But here he is living his best life, and the doctors are telling us he's a miracle boy. When I brought the anxiously awaited package from Sue into the house, Bentley was all excited, and he had to smell it up and down, and almost like he said, "Okay, here it is, Mama. Here's my gift to you." Sue did say that she normally only draws faces. However, Bentley Boy decided that she should draw all of him. In his front right, so in the image, you're looking at the picture and it's on the left, this side, the right side, is his arm that he has bone cancer in. And he's a little off center most days, and he's physically sits this way as his body has adjusted. The way his eyes are looking at us is exactly him looking into your soul. His message to me was to live in the moment with him and to stop anticipating the future. He said that the blue butterfly will be my sign that he is still with me. The message was so true to Bentley and something comforting for me to hear. In these past couple of years with COVID-19, I am not sure if I'm here for Bentley, or more likely the Bentley Boy has been here for me. Thank you, Sue, for this amazing gift, and lots of hugs and kisses there. So why am I sharing this with you? For 2 reasons. Your pet will choose when it's going to go. So if a vet tells you it only has a week to live, or if it has 2 weeks or a month, don't consume all your focus and energy around that diagnosis, because ultimately it's going to be your pet that will choose the timing. So I want you to consider that, okay? And then also, if you want to have a portrait done on your pet, go to my website, asksuelondon.ca. Under the shop area, you'll see a spot that says pet portraits. And I would absolutely be honored and love to work with your pet and give you your portrait that how they want to be seen. So that's that. Now, also, I want to hear from you. I love getting emails and I love your comments. I love your feedback, what I've been getting. So send me messages of what you want to see. What kind of guests do you want to see on the show? What do you like? What do you not like? What do you want to see more of? One of the things that I'm going to be doing in this segment is that I'm going to be in the final segment of the show today, is that some of the pets who've been coming to me are actually sharing messages that are global. So you're in for a treat for that today. So if you would like your pet to share a message, then send me the pet's portrait, a picture, your name, the pet's name, and if the pet is living or on the other side. And then if your pet has something to say to everyone globally, I would be more than thrilled to share your pet on the show. So that's that. So just send me an email at through asksulenin.ca. Okay, now the topic of the show. Fantastic guest. I'm thrilled to share her. She's amazing. She's funny. She's knowledgeable. She's sweet. She's everything packaged in there. Her name is Sid Korpi, and we are talking about overcoming grief from pet loss, about our guest. Sid is an award-winning author. She's an actress, and she's an artist. As an ordained minister and animal chaplain, she helps people through difficult circumstances of pet loss. Now, today, we are going to talk about different topics around this. She's going to address certain things that will help you to cope with this season, especially, which is harder because it's the holiday time with the loss of your pet. So my dear friend Sid, welcome to the show.
Hello there. I'm so happy to be here with you, Sue.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of people. December for me, December 3rd to be exact, is when I lost one of my pets. And on that day, every year for 20 years, it was 20-year anniversary on December 3rd at 9:20 a.m. I held my dog Rocky as he took his last breath. And even though I'm a psychic medium and I see him every day, it's not the same, I guess you could say. And so there's people out there that, don't have this ability like what I do. So what I want to ask you now, for all these people listening, explain to them why it's so hard for, pet loss is hard to process. Why is it so hard for people?
For one thing, it's a very disenfranchised form of grief.
Mm-hmm.
Similar, I think, to a miscarriage.
Okay.
People don't know how to comfort you. They'll go right straight to you can just get another one.
Yeah.
And when people disregard and discount your grieving, it's a lot harder to manage. Another factor is, I'm speaking for myself here, but I can't spend 24/7 in the company of any human being and love them every instant.
Yeah.
But I can with my pets.
Yeah.
And so they're a much more presence in your life. And when that is gone, it leaves a far bigger hole than your great aunt Tilly that you only saw when you were 16.
Right.
Just because they're human doesn't mean that their impact when you lose them is stronger.
Right.
Nor the other way around, of course. And and it's a brutal kind of thing because we also so often have responsibility. I mean, at least so far, it's not legal to help people pass over when they need to, at least most places.
Yeah.
But when our animals are suffering, we are often the ones who have to choose the time of their passing. I mean, we have to pick up on cues from them.
Yes.
But we aren't always as fortunate, if you can say that, for them to choose on their own. And that responsibility is tough.
Can I add, what I have seen is you can definitely tell people who are pet lovers. Mm-hmm. And, when you share with them, oh, my pet just died. The ones who aren't pet lovers are like, so your animal died. Not your pet, but your animal died. Get over it. I think that, there's so many people that are like that can really make it even harder. Agreed?
Absolutely.
Right.
And, it's hard not to fault the person, but perhaps they grew up allergic to animals. Perhaps they grew up on a farm where animals are seen as more utilitarian. Mm-hmm. We can't fault them, but nor do we need to surround ourselves with people with that mindset. It's better to be around people who you say, my pet died, and they're ready to cry with you.
Right, exactly. And you know, I do. I as soon as someone tells me they've lost a pet, I'm right there crying with them. And sometimes what happens when they don't cry, maybe they're being too strong or for whatever reason want to hide it, I start crying, and it's almost like that's giving them permission. It's okay to cry. And I can tell you, I've been on stage many times doing talks, you know, about pet therapy and that, and I'll look at people and they need to cry, and I'm up on stage bawling my eyes out. And then I have to look at this one lady and say, you have to cry or this is going to keep happening, you know?
Oh,
So, but yeah, no, it is an interesting situation. It is different than you lose a person. And I will tell you that the love and connection that I have with pets, it's different than with people. And I don't really, I guess because of where I'm at, like I know I've died twice. I've had near-death experiences. I know what heaven's like. I know what to expect. Where with a pet, I remember the dates and the times, as you saw, right? So it is different than with people. I'm the same as you are, that, you know, they give us so much, right? And I think maybe that's probably the problem, right? That they face. You know what? Can I stop you there? We got to go to a commercial break. Gosh, the tape's going to go fast. Folks, we're going to take a break. You're watching Ask Sue London, the Pet Psychic. I'm your host, Sue London. Our guest is Sid Korpi, and we're talking about overcoming grief from pet loss. You're watching this on XZTV, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back. We are talking to Sid Korpi today, and we're talking about overcoming grief from pet loss. Before the break, we were talking, Sid, was there more you wanted to add? You know, why it's so hard for people?
I think we covered
that.
Yeah, it's just that it's a kind of grief that is discounted by far too many people.
Right.
You need to get the support of others who understand this kind of loss.
Right. And you know what, folks, email me. I'll talk to you because I know what it's like. And, you know, there are support groups out there, right? I'm sure, right, Sid? Is there anything you could recommend? Really throwing this at you, but.
Chancespot.org.
Yeah.
CHANCESSPOT.
Okay, there you go, folks. So if you contact there, and that I'm sure that they would be great for helping you through this. Okay, so let me ask you, I get asked this question all the time, and I know you do too. It's a big question everyone has. How do you know when it's time to let your pet or help your pet cross over?
This is a really tough thing, and everyone struggles with it. Mm-hmm. The key thing is you should be looking from the day they're puppies or kitties or what have you. Look at what brings your pet joy. What are the indicators of a full and happy life? It can be something as simple as just following a patch of sunlight and napping in it. It can be playing fetch. It can be just devouring, treats. Whatever it is that you just see your pet being overjoyed about, that's what you need to make sure is still in their lives. If you've reached a point in the pet's life and they can't move, they can't eat, they can't play, they're in pain, these are times you really have to dig deep inside yourself and say, am I going to keep them around for me just because veterinary medicine may be able to prolong this state of existence? That's not a good enough reason. If they have lost all these things that they enjoy, it's time to step out of the way and do what they need. I had a friend recently lost a 21-year-old miniature pinscher.
Wow, that's an age.
And he was blind and deaf, but I never saw a happier dog.
Wow.
He couldn't see a thing, but he'd go on walks every day, just do. She had to put different essential oils on the doorways of different rooms so he could manage his way through the house.
Interesting.
But he was so happy. When she saw that he was showing signs of pain and that he didn't want to go for those walks, she knew it was time. She didn't prolong it. He prolonged his life to that point because he was happy living it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and one of the things, like, I've been blessed that most of my pets, and we'll talk about the other ones, most of my pets have chosen me to be with them when they cross. And I want to tell you about Willie a little bit. Willie was a Shih Tzu that we adopted him because what happened, his mother was a young mother. She was like 7 months herself, 8 months maybe. And she crushed all the litter except 2. So Willie was, had a weak heart. He had a crushed hip, and I would do Reiki, little Reiki massages on him every day. And that helped him to get that normal, that area. But we knew he had a weak heart, and we knew he wasn't going to have a long lifespan. So he was really, really, really well loved, let's say, okay? So the day came, and keep in mind, me being a psychic medium, I feel exactly what goes on in these pets and people, right? So I woke up in the morning and I was having trouble breathing. And I said to my husband, Ross, like, something's not right. And he said, do I have to call, the ambulance? That's the term he uses when I'm picking up something. We don't know if it's me or if it's the other side, right? Mm-hmm. And so I said, no, something's not right with one of the animals. We saw Willie laying there. So I did Reiki on him. And what ended up happening, we went through all of them, him over my shoulder, and I could feel him getting more congested. And I kept saying to him, just show me the sign. Let me know when you're ready. Like, when it's time, I love you, I let you go. So I wanted to give him permission not to hang on for me, right? Mm-hmm. So what happened, he got to a point like at 2:30 in the morning. This is 18 hours of me doing Reiki on him and our final time together, right? And he just would not show me. I kept saying, just show me, Willie. And then all of a sudden he lifted his head, he had tears in his eyes, and he just stared at me. And it's a look I'll never forget. But I have found that every animal that is ready to cross gives me a look. Is that common from your experience, the look?
Oh, yeah. I had a Westie named Ludwig with prostate cancer who came up to me and lifted his leg as though to pee on me, to tell me, oh, if I'm going to do this, this is it. And I caught him and handled it right away. Yeah. It's part of feeling the bond. Oh, my dog is shaking my table here. Thank you, Ambrose.
Expect the unexpected on Ask Sue London, the pet psychic, folks.
I did to scratch his ear and he bumped my table. It's important to feel the bond with your pet, but take your needs out of the equation. And that is so, so hard for people. And I understand that. Mm-hmm. But worse than letting them go, even if it's a little premature, mm-hmm. it's far worse to feel like I made you suffer longer for myself.
And can I add to that? Because this is important for people to know, because the one thing that was said to me with my dog, Rocky, now keep in mind, this dog I got 8 months before I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. So that dog got me through Crohn's disease, got me through 2 near-death experiences, got me through a life and death pregnancy. I had 8 months bed rest with my first baby when it was high-risk pregnancy. The dog was there through all this and the abuse and going through divorce. So this dog was my guardian angel, right? So here's this dog, he's showing me signs that he wanted to go. Well, he didn't want to go, but he was getting weaker. And I'm honestly going to tell you, I didn't want to let that dog go. And I had a friend call me and say, you are being incredibly selfish. And he was like laying it on the line for me. And I was like ready to cry. I was so hurt by, how could you say this? I'm not this kind of person. But he said to me, that dog is suffering because you want him to be there for you. You have to write down every single thing he did for you. And then this will help you to make the decision easier. And I did. And it was like, what am I doing? I am being selfish. And so what ended up happening, the vet came to our house. I held Rocky. I said, I love you. I let you go. And the vet didn't even have to give him the needle. Like he just went in his sleep. That's all he needed was my permission. So, if you're hanging on and you're watching this show, I'm saying this because I love you and I love your pet. Please do not be selfish. I can feel I'm starting to cry here. So I feel like there's a lot of people going to watch this and cry. Please don't be selfish. Your pet brought you what it needed. A lot
of times I've noticed that after we go through an enormous life change, like, your near-death experiences, or people have kids, or there's a big move or a divorce or something huge like that.
Yeah.
Oftentimes that's when pets will choose to depart. It's like, this was what I was contracted to help you through.
And do you want me to tell you something to add to that, which will help, everyone in the audience? That dog mine, Rocky, did not cross over until he found Mr. Right, his replacement. 2 months earlier, he found the replacement, Ross, who I've been with now 20 years. And so, talk about, there's your proof that our pet's not going to leave us alone, whether it brings a person or a pet. Right.
I've told my pets who have passed, I feel a sense of I'm betraying you if I move on and get another pet, but that's so untrue. I just have to ask them to paw pick for me at the right time, send me the right animal that should be in my life, not as a replacement, just as in the next stage of love.
And can I add to that? Because this really freaks me out still, and I don't freak out easy. Okay. So we had lost Willie, and we were getting another dog for the sake of Gus, who was left behind. He was grieving. He went in depression. He wouldn't eat. We knew we had to get another one. This is 2 weeks after Willie had just gone in my arms. I'm still grieving. And we go to this place to get the dog. The mother was exactly like our dog, Molly. The father was exactly like our dog, Rocky. And then the aunt was exactly like our dog, Willie. And I was like, these are all of our dogs here, making sure. And on top of that, I love when dogs lick my face. And so every dog we've gotten, they know that they're choosing, that I'm going to choose them, or that's their sign, because they lick my face. And this one came up and started licking my face. And Marley's definitely quite part of the family, So there's, again, like you're saying, I'm kind of giving you examples here, folks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think we got to take another break here shortly. So we've got so much to share. You're just such a wealth of knowledge. I love bringing you on the show. We're going to take a break. You're watching Ask Sue London, the Pet Psychic. My guest is Sid Korpi, and we're talking about overcoming grief from pet loss. You're watching this on XZTV. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to the show. I'm Sue London. You're watching Ask Sue London, the Pet Psychic, and my guest today is Sid Korpi, and we are talking about overcoming grief from pet loss. Before the break, we were talking about, the signs that the pets give us, and you've got some stories to share. Something about how to memorialize your beloved pet. So you've made the decision, he's crossed over. Now what's next?
I think it's really important to have some sense of maybe ritual. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be religious or anything, but just something that whether it's just sit down with a candle, calm yourself, and just meditate on all the wonderful, loving things that pet brought you, and give a big thank you to the pet, to the universe, to your higher power, whatever, for that. There are other wonderful ways to memorialize your pet. You can't see it, but I have about 20 ornaments that have to do with my pets, and they don't have to be gone. I have a Doberman named Fern that I had an artist friend of mine create this lovely little ornament with her name on it. Beautiful job. And those kind of things. Every year when I'm putting them on the tree, I'm remembering them, sending them love and thanks. You may do something like plant a tree in their honor. I have 2 gardens in my yard. One is Oliver's garden and the other one is Blanche's garden. And I planted a dogwood tree and I put little statue of a Westie there because that's what she was. You can come up with any one of myriad ways. I held an actual funeral for my Westie Ludwig, the one with the prostate cancer, and 30 humans attended because I opened it up and I said, it's not just his funeral. I want everyone to bring a picture of a beloved pet that they've lost and a little piece of paper with the pet's name. And we put the pictures on a stand and then had a fireplace. And for each one, we would throw the little piece of paper with the pet's name in the fire and just send the message to the universe of how much we love them.
That's nice.
It was so healing.
Yeah, that's nice. You know what we do? So when we lose a pet, I have their collars. Mm-hmm. And they're right in my drawer right beside me. And sometimes when I'm sitting working, if I'm working too hard or too long, I'll hear the collars jingling in the drawer, and they're reminding me time to stop work, more balance. So they still, kick my butt even though they're on the other side, kind of thing. And then what else I do? You're talking about your Christmas tree. I have I think you can go to Michael's or a craft store and get a kit, and it actually can make a mold, a Christmas decoration, a mold of their little paws. Right. And we have on our Christmas tree the little paw imprints.
I have
decorations. It's cute.
I have those saved from my pets when they've passed. The vets have given me a paw print and some of their hair. I have an artist friend, Steve Claypatch, and he makes incredibly beautiful glass globe like paperweights. And you send a little bit of the cremains from your pet, and it gets fired in there, and it turns into a beautiful silvery ball, and then there's colors swirled all around it. So there you have a piece of art that reminds you of the pet, but isn't maudlin in any way. If anyone else were to see it, they just say, "Oh, that's just beautiful."
And you also have the energy of the pet there too. Mm-hmm. For those who feel energy. Yeah.
And we've done that for humans as well as pets.
Interesting. That there's so many products and out there that are incredible to help you to remember your pet. I know we had a garden and I was given a fire hydrant for Rocky. We had a memorial garden, and it was like a cement molded fire hydrant, the red and everything. And the dogs wouldn't go near it because they, the backyard was like, we walk and they just wouldn't go to that one area. They wanted it to be nice. But yeah, every time I'd look out, I'd remember, what everything he had done for me. So yeah, that's really good information we're sharing. So glad you're here. Did I tell you that? I'm really glad
I've been feeling this, odd acceptance. And as you said, you do beautiful pet portraits. I too will, do pet portraits for people. I think that's a wonderful way to commemorate an animal and just keep them in your heart forever.
Yeah, it's incredible what happens now. We've got a lot to share. Like, this show's going so fast, right? Let's talk about the beliefs regarding animals in the afterlife. You've got a story about Mavis, the ladybug story?
Well, this is actually in my book. I have an Afterlife Connections section. Okay. And I have many, many stories of the animals that connect. But this one I started with because Mavis was a human. And this, we got like from the horse's mouth, as it were, evidence of an afterlife connection because of her. And it kind of helps people who are a little bit questioning whether or not they're just imagining things, because this goes a little bit beyond imagining. Mm-hmm. I was doing a wedding for someone, and my friend Mavis had been in hospice. And I asked her before she died, "What will you send me to let me know you're okay?" And she said, "I think a ladybug, red with black spots. I think they're classy." I said, "I'll look for it." Well, she died on a Wednesday. I was doing this wedding at a country club on that Friday. And I walked into the country club's restroom and saw the bride and her entourage avoiding the groom. And I was washing up, and I went to take a paper napkin out of the thing on the counter, and there was a ladybug. Well, I picked it up and put it on my hand right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I told the girls about it, and they just said, oh yeah, it's good luck. I said, it's a little more than that, ladies. And I told them, and they got mad at me because I ruined their makeup and they cried. So I ran around for an hour showing every one of 250 guests, look at my dead friend.
David is back.
and for the most part, they just said, that's a miracle. That's wonderful. Well, it did not move from my hand. So I just said, okay, I'm going to do this wedding with a bug on my hand. So I did, and everything went off beautifully. Then I realized my hand is cramping because I've been holding it like this for well over an hour. I said to the bug, I need you to climb on my dress because I got to change the position of my hand. I went like this. It crawled right there like a brooch, and I have a Polaroid picture of it doing that.
Interesting.
We signed all the documents that we needed to, and then it started to get antsy and crawl around. I know I need to bring you back. So I put it back on my hand, and I went outside, and I thought, where am I going to put it? And by this little waterfall were some impatiens plants. And I brought it over and I put out my finger, let's see, like that. And it crawled down my finger to the flowers. I said, Mavis, you rock. And it disappeared. At the end of the wedding, the bride came running out. She said, tell your friend we're so happy she came to our wedding. And it was amazing. After that, I would do other weddings, and she would send me ladybugs in symbols right on the table or something. And it turned out that the girl's nickname at growing up was Ladybug. And I had opening nights of plays in the middle of winter in Minnesota. And I would find ladybugs on the interior bathroom mirror on opening night and things like that. And so she told me, and it happened. And the same thing can happen with animals all over the place, but it's just harder to prove to the skeptics if you haven't heard it from the human being first.
Well, you know, you're saying this now, like my husband and I, we believe this, we have experiences similar, and he's just fascinated with cardinals. As a lot of people, people come back as cardinals. And we had one cardinal after my father-in-law crossed, that it would just sit on our gazebo roof looking into our bedroom. And we knew it was Dad. And Ross said, you know, when I go, I'm going to come back to you as a cardinal, and I'm going to come and say good morning to you every morning, wake you up, and I'll be always around you. And he's everywhere we go, we've got to have these cardinals now. So it's crazy. And I always say I'm going to come back as a butterfly, because I think they're so pretty, right? So yeah, and that's a good conversation to have with your loved one, because then they know what to look for, and that helps them to know what the signs are, right?
It gives validity. I had a step uncle who was mentally challenged, and he would always love to go and feed ducks, you know, bread and whatnot. And when he passed, a duck came up to the church door and pecked at it at his funeral.
Wow. Yeah.
And he said, well, that's Ben.
Yeah. It's just crazy when you know what you know, then you understand it. And it just makes you have so much more comfort, you know, with all this, right? We've got like about a minute left. And I know there was so much more we were going to talk about. In a minute, is there anything, how would you like to end this for people to give them comfort? What would you like to say to them?
Well, you can trust that your pet is existing beyond death. For them, they're very accepting. Going to be dead is just crossing into a new room of the house or something. It's a new state of being, and they're not afraid of that. They're afraid of pain and fear and losing you. But they're really going to be fine. And believing is seeing, not the other way around. If you believe it, you can see and feel those messages of love, and be willing to let them go. I mean, they may not have to stick around all the time after they pass. They may just stay long enough to make sure that you are doing okay. And then they go on to whatever is meant to be for them.
Very well said, my friend. Can you share with everybody one more time your website address?
It's www.goodgriefpetloss.com.
Perfect.
And well, also just arting around MN for Minnesota.com. That's my art.
Perfect. Well, we're going to share those links on our website, so you can check that out, guys. I love you, my friend. Happy holidays. All the very best to you and your family.
Big virtual hug.
There we go.
Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed time.
We're going to take a quick break now. You are watching Ask Sue London, the Pet Psychic, and you're watching this on XZTV. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. You're watching Ask Sue London, the Pet Psychic. We've got a different part of the show now. I'm going to do something a little different. Many of you have sent in your pictures, and they have shared with me, your pets have shared messages with me that are for a global audience. And I have permission from the owners to share this with you, that the pets have shared for you. Okay, so here we go. The first pet that is going to talk to you is Spot. And Spot was my dog when I was growing up. And Spot's message to you is, it is okay to say no. Do what is right for you. Sometimes people always think that if I do this, they will like me. They will accept me. I will fit in better. I will be approved. Well, I want to tell you, if you are one of these people that keeps saying, yes, I will do it, that is the wrong thinking to have, okay? People who are constantly asking you turn out to be using you and abusing you, and you're a doormat to them, basically, and things will not change. So I want you to look at the patterns that are happening in your life. Spot wants you to say no more often in your life. That is okay to do. You are so worthy of doing that. Say no more often. So Spot's message is, it's okay to say no. Okay. Next message is from Ella, and Ella is a dog, and it's Trisha's dog. And Ella's message is, eat a clean and healthy diet. Now, when you eat a clean and healthy diet, it's going to help you to become clearer. It's going to help you become more focused, have more energy. You're going to find that the good news about this is that you're going to even lose weight. And when you lose weight and you're eating a cleaner diet, the inflammation in your body starts to go away. And when that happens, you actually have less pain in your body. So Ella's asking you, eat a clean and healthy diet. Now, one of the things that she reminded me to share with you is that to know that you're having a food reacting, here's some signs. So if you eat a food and you start feeling really tired, or if you start feeling achy and bloated, or you feel like your heart starts racing, these are signs for you to know that you are reacting to that food. So what Ella and I both suggest is to keep a food diary. Write down the food that you ate, the time that you had it, and what the reaction, if there was one. And this will show you a pattern of what foods that you can handle and what you can't. And also, by doing this, it's going to help you to be very clear and focused on the food groups you're going to eat and what you're not. I'm just going to let you learn about that more. I'm not going to give those secrets away to you. But Ella wants you to eat a clean and healthy diet. Okay, the next pet is Daisy, and Daisy was sent in by Brenda. Now, Daisy wants you to focus on the small things in life. These are the things that are very important. Now, I want you to think about, fast forward and see yourself in a nursing home. You're all alone. Your significant other has crossed over. You're in a wheelchair. You don't have much quality time in your life. And I don't want to say everyone's going to have that happen, but I want you to see in a place where you can't be making the changes you can as you could now. So focus on the small things. And when you focus on these small things, when you're older, these small things are going to be such gifts for you. They are going to be such treasured items, memories that you're going to remember. And you don't want to let life pass you by. So focus on the small things. And when you reflect over your lifetime and you say, I did this, I remember that, I was there when my grandbaby took their first step. I was there when my puppy had, my puppy was born. These are great things, okay? So focus on the small things in your life. Okay, Cosmo was sent in by Janet. And Cosmo's message is get out into nature. It's very grounding and healing for you. People who suffer from stress, sickness, or trauma, they can spend quality time in the gardens, in the mountains, in the woods, by the water. You can be simply sitting on a bench in a park and put your bare feet on grass. All of this is very healing for you, and it will help you to de-stress. It will help you to feel better from traumas. It will do so much miraculous work behind the scenes that you're not even aware of. It can be healing for disease. So much can happen with this. So Cosmo wants you to get out into nature. Now, Dex came to me from Dondi, and Dex wants you to know that everything in your life is happening for a reason. God is only bringing you what you can handle. You've got this. Dex says, I know you can set your mind to anything that you do. So when you look back, everything is happening in your life for a reason. Look back at the situations that happen in your life. What did you learn from that? What did that experience do for you? Did it make you a better person? Did it make you learn to value yourself, to feel like you're more worthy? Did it bring you abundance? Did it bring you a significant other? So every single thing in your life is happening for a reason. And that message came from Dex. Okay, the next message comes from Henry. Now, Henry is a very funny, comical cat. And Henry says that he wants you to add adventure into your life. Try new things. It makes life very exciting. Now, we do this as a family in our household. We will pick something new to learn or to do or to go, places to go every month. And it just makes life such an adventure. So try it. Play a new game, learn a new recipe, go to a new place, go on Zoom and take a trip and learn more about that place, cook the meal, you can learn the language, okay? These are some samples for you. So Henry, he wants you to add adventure into your life. Okay, Molly. Molly's message is, the universe is a place of great abundance. We, your pets, your loved ones, and your angels, we want you to ask, 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 ask. I'm not reading that wrong. This is how many times they're wanting you to ask. They want you to ask for what it is that you really want in life, what you truly, truly want, okay? Because if you don't know what you want, how can they bring it to you? So they're up there, they're beside you, and they're waiting for you to tell them what you want. So please ask. Ask in the morning, ask at nighttime, okay? So Molly's message is, ask us. Okay, Willie, he says, soar like an eagle. Now, life is too short just to sit around and do nothing. And Willie says, you were born to do great things. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it. And he says, I know that you're going to do great things, and I believe in you. So go for it. Soar like an eagle. What are your options? What if you don't do it could happen? What if you do it could happen? So ask yourself those questions. So go for it. Listen to Willie and soar like an eagle. Okay, Pie Boy was sent in by Dondi, and his message to you is, you are strong, you are invincible, and you can handle any challenge that God brings you. So believe in yourself, know that you can do it, and challenges are only life lessons that make us a better person. So go into that experience that knowing it can have a positive experience. Okay? So Pie Boy wants you to know you are strong, you are invincible, and you can handle anything that God brings you. Okay, Marley. Marley says, be grateful for everything that you have in your life. Feel the love, feel the gratitude, feel everything that surrounds you, and be grateful. Keep a grateful journal. 5 things in the morning. What are you grateful for? 5 things at night. What are you grateful for? Keep a track of that. And you watch how miracles will start to happen. Abundance will start to come to you. Unexpected phone calls will happen that will bring you to new chapters into your life. Okay, so Marley wants you to be grateful for everything in your life. Okay, so as you've heard here today, our pets are very wise. I ask and they ask for you to take some quality time and just sit with them. And when you're sitting with them, focus on what thoughts come to your mind. Because when you're doing this, that is actually your pet talking to you. That's all how this works, is that they will communicate in thought as one way. And that's the easiest. So take that quality time and just focus on what comes to you. And you'll know, when you do this a lot, it will unfold for you. Okay, so I'm asking you now, if you liked what you saw here and you want to share your pet's vision and message, just email me their picture and their name and your name and send it to my email on asksulondon.ca. That's it for the show today. We've had a great show. I hope this is something that I have said, that my guest Sid Korpi has said, that all of our furry friends here on the call have said. I hope that it's had meaning for you and will help you along your journey. We've had a very special, good first start of this show, and I want to wish you much love. I want to wish you many blessings, and I want to wish you a very wonderful, happy holiday season and all the very, very best for 2022. That's it for now. And you've been watching this on XCTV, and that's been Ask Sue London, the Pet Psychic. Bye for now.